Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I invite you to like and subscribe. Um, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. And so this morning, I, I have some things that I need to talk to you about. So as you know, if you're a follower, you know that my mother passed away September 5th. I've been struggling to come to terms with my grief. It's been really, really heavy. In the meantime, on Friday, uh, I guess that was October the 1st. I don't really remember. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was October the 1st. I had to make a trip to the emergency room because I thought that I was having some complications from my hernia, which still hasn't been repaired. I put all of that on hold while my mother was ill so I could care for my mother, and so now that she is gone, my own health problems have resurfaced and unfortunately demanded attention in a very unkind way. um, Part of this is, I must say, part of this is my own fault. Unfortunately, some of my learned behavior over my lifetime has been really hard to conquer, and one of those learned behaviors is comfort eating. Um, and even though intellectually I know that eating so much is really, it's going to compound the problem, not help it feel better, there is a learned behavior there that is food equals comfort. And so, unfortunately, I have gained back all of the weight that I lost when I was sick last year. And unfortunately, that has three things have happened. First, my blood pressure is extremely high. I have an appointment today to see my primary care physician to try to get my blood pressure under control. Um, the emergency room visit showed that I did have a hernia. No big surprise. I feel like I have an alien popping out of my belly, but that's a whole other story. Um, anyway, but what it also showed was my blood sugar was high, and um, I have another cyst on my left kidney, which is not surprising since the left side of my body is where the giant cyst was. So it doesn't really come as that big of a shock. It's a concern because the last cyst showed to be a precancerous tumor. That is the reason why I have no pancreas. Well, I have a pancreas, obviously, or I wouldn't still be alive. I only have half a pancreas, and I have no spleen anymore because they took that out. And so apparently they missed something, and whatever there was there has migrated to my kidneys, or at least the kidney on the left side. So um, I have one more surgery to look forward to, but the primary concern right now is my blood pressure because it is over 200, and that, of course, is not a very good thing. So that I have no words really to describe how hard it is to watch someone that you love basically starve to death because cancer steals your appetite. And what the death certificate says is really she just starved to death. Um, I can't tell you how horrible that experience was to have to watch that. Um, my mom and I did everything together. Life without her has been really hard. Um, this news about the cyst being on the kidney I just got this morning because I went online and read the results of the CT scan. So they didn't even tell me about that in the emergency room. They just referred me to their surgery department for follow-up. So to say that I have forgotten all the lessons that I learned from the first experience is pretty much an understatement. And in my own defense, that experience, and I don't want anybody to get me wrong, that experience with my mother, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. I took care of her because I loved her and because I wanted to be there for her. And I wanted to be able to let her pass away in our home where she wanted to be. And I kept that promise and I made that happen. And I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. Um, so I don't want people to get me wrong. What I'm talking about now is the fallout from my own choices. I put myself on the back burner while I was trying to take care of her. Um, I ate poorly. I ate too much. I ate a lot of sugary sweets. I I forgot how to love and take care of myself because I didn't know what to do with the emotions that I was feeling in the heat of the moment. And and now that we are on the other side of her illness, um, my health problems are coming to the forefront, and I'm learning how to take care of myself in a world without her. The things that I felt were important are no longer important. I wanted to go into upper management at my job, and I just, you know, I we worked as a team. Um, Myself and my mother and my brother and nephew, we all lived here and we worked as a team to make sure that our bills got paid. And, and our financial system, our financial situation changed when she passed. Her life insurance paid for her cremation, and there's a little bit left over, but there's a car payment now that we didn't have before, and so the stress of a world without my mother in it is has been higher than I really anticipated. I think between my own health problems and my stress over everything else, that it's no small surprise that my blood pressure is out of sight. I mean, it just really isn't. It's just like, but I can tell you that this morning I reached that pivotal moment where it was like, alrighty, girl, enough is enough. Um, I have two choices the way I see it. I can join my mother in the afterlife, or I can take care of me and go on and live a life that she would have been proud of. I, I choose the latter. Enough is enough already. It's time to take care of me. If that means letting the car go back to General Motors, then so be it. I will let that car go back. Um, I have these health hurdles to get over, and the universe has reminded me that they are there, and um, that I'm really not quite as free as to choose as I thought that I was, because I really believed that I was free to start over and just go in whatever direction that I wanted to go, which to a certain extent that is true. My mom and my dad, they grounded me here and kept me anchored, but it wasn't only them, it was also my daughter and my son and my grandchildren. And my oldest boy went to Oklahoma and lives with his dad now. And so he is being cared for while I can't, because my oldest boy does have some disabilities. Um, so if I'm free to choose anything, it's time to choose me. It's time to make my health a priority. It's time to change my lifestyle and change my habits, and eventually maybe change my job. I don't know. So this is my ramble for this morning. It's me letting my followers know what's going on. I mean, I'm trying to be more consistent with some things, but for the most part, I I'm still struggling, and I hope that I can get all of my health issues ironed out in a satisfactory way that will leave me healthy for the remainder of the time that I have left here. But I'm also going to try very hard to foster that and make sure that my health is the number one priority. And so if you've made it this far, I appreciate your time and attention. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you will come back and see me again, and that there will be much more content in the future. That is my deepest hope. and my fondest desire. So I appreciate you watching, and thank you very much. Until I see you again.